Marguerite Fair, and I have a wonderful and handsome guest next to me, and this is the talented and wonderful Lou Hopson. But let me make a proper introduction first. Lou, thank you for joining us. Now, bear with me, okay? Now, Lou Hopson is based in Hollywood, California. He's an actor, singer, songwriter, and Lou is known for Danny and the Vampire, comedy horror where he plays Father Williams. I love that. And it is available on Amazon Prime. He's also appeared in Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Hill Street Blues, Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and many other films and movies during his extensive career in the entertainment industry. Now, Lou has released a special edition remix of Sing In For You, which has been remixed for a much fuller sound. And the album features great original songs and outstanding lead vocals by Mr. Lou Hopson. And it's great. I was listening to them, Lou. This is great dance music. It really gets you moving. The names of the few that I listen to are Goodie Bag, Magic in Your Touch, I Don't Believe the New, Let's Talk It Out. And by the way, Let's Talk It Out is my very favorite because it's very sexy with that sax. And Best Friend. Now, Lou's music, Singing For You, is available on Amazon also, and all of your favorite music stores. So be sure to check out Lou's page. Now, Lou, welcome. Welcome, my darling. Thank you so much.
Very, very glad to be here.
Oh, and I am so happy to be here with you. Thank you so much for reaching out. I appreciate it. So, Lou, tell us, I love your background. Would you tell everybody what you told me about? It's just so beautiful.
All those things are African collection, and a lot of my songs are about the same same person that put that stuff together. Joyce Mexie Baker, my best friend. Now, let me tell you, Joyce Baker is my best friend. She's the older sister, was the older sister of my best friend, Lester Abrams, who co-wrote a song called Minute by Minute. Oh. You know that song. I met him in Hollywood, and he's my best friend in Hollywood. So he had a birthday, and his sister was there. She came from out of town. She was there, and I met her. I opened the door to his apartment. She was standing there in the middle of the floor in a red dress, like she was alone. And so we're sitting there talking on the couch. It's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I get up ready to go. She goes, "What are you going?" I go, "Well, I'm kind of famous for leaving the party early. That's how I don't get in trouble in Hollywood." She goes, "Sit down. We'll find something to talk about." And we've been together since that very night.
Wow. So I guess the conversation went well.
Well, she's the older sister of my best friend. That makes her my best friend. So we were together for, she was like visiting from out of town. They had a 5.3 earthquake. She goes, "Nope, I'm not coming back to Hollywood. I'm going back to Houston, Texas." So she was in Houston, and I'm trying to live here doing Twins and Red Heat and Down and Out in Beverly Hills and Jean-Claude Van Damme, Lionheart and Under Fire. And I'm like, every time I walk down Hollywood Boulevard, I see a full moon. I'm going, oh, this is the only person that I have anything that I want to do with, and she's in Texas. I'm leaving all this stuff in 1990, and I'm going to Texas and be with her. And I was with her until she died in 2017.
Oh, she did.
2016. She's my best friend. So I wrote this song called Best Friend, I'll Be Yours Until the Very End. Oh. Now, I'll give you one line, one verse of it, and then we'll go on. I looked into your eyes when we first met. It was a Hollywood night I never will forget. And we've been together since that night when you said, "Sit down, we'll find something to talk about." And you were right. And I've been in love with you since that very night. 'Cause you're my best friend. I'll be yours until the very end. And I was. And I came back to Hollywood.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with us. That's the emotion of it. And really in back of you, that wall, it's just, I could tell as soon as I saw it, there was a story there, and thank you for sharing it. So now what are you up to now, Lou?
At this point, I'm recovering from back surgery.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
What
3 months
did
out
you
from back
do?
surgery. Huh?
What did you do?
For about 4 or 5 or 6 years, I was suffering with like a 8 or 9 level back pain
Oh,
because I'd done something to my back and crushed a couple of vertebrae and like that. And I'm a graduate physician assistant. I graduated from the Duke Physician Assistant Program in 1971. So, and I worked in orthopedic surgery for like 5 years with the bone dust in the air and stuff. So I know from surgery, right? I had a bunch of back patients, right? Only one or two of the hundreds of patients that I had with back surgery, only one or two had only one surgery. All the rest had 2, 3, 4 back surgeries. So I know I'm not going to have that surgery unless I damned have to.
yeah.
It hurts so bad after years, I had to have it. And once I had it, it was like, boom, that's it.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
Well, I'm recovering from that in 3 months.
Yeah, good. That so you can move around now and everything better.
Yes, 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 yes.
Thank God. That's good to hear. Thank you for sharing that. So now I know that I read that you did the remix on your. What made you decide to remix them now?
Well, I was in Houston and I was recording in Minnesota where my friends are with the studio. Tommy is like he's like the knob master. I'm telling you, he's the one who decided. This is a nice mix and it's a good mix. Howsoever, I have new equipment in the studio now, and I'm going to make a remix of the first album.
Yeah.
So that's what he did, and it's now like I have a copyright for everything that has this logo on it. That logo right there.
Yeah. Okay.
L Hop, right?
Good.
If you see something with that on it, it means I own it.
Good.
And the remix, the remix is now it's got this big logo on it, so it's like it's copyrighted again over being copyrighted as a music thing.
Yeah, well, it does make sense to do it because I have a friend who's a musician, and I know the equipment that they have now is outstanding to make everything just perfect. And it's all within the computer world. So it makes it very convenient to do it now, too. So it's a good time to do that. So I also read and noted that you have poems. You have a book of poems. Is that right? Tell us about
Yeah, I have a book of sayings on Amazon. It's called "Blessed to Turn the Pages," and it's a book of sayings and short poems. Blessed to turn the pages. This life we live is just a book, a tome for all the ages. We didn't get to write the book. We're blessed to turn the pages.
Oh, I love that.
Anyway, that's the first book of sayings. The second book of sayings is like I'm halfway through writing it, and it's going to be titled "Here, Take My Time." I'm not using it. Sorry.
Oh, I like that. And now this first one now is already that's available on
Oh
Amazon.
yeah, it's been out for 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah. That
And
before,
my autobiography.
huh?
The first half of my autobiography is on Amazon.
Oh, you've got the first half of an auto.
Yeah, and I'm writing the rest of it as a biopic, the film.
Oh, what a great
They're
author.
both on Amazon.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's something to get. I like that. So I just what it's funny that you said that because I woke up this morning at 4 a.m. and I started writing my memoirs. I don't know what that means, but we got to do it when the spirit gets us.
that's exactly what it means. It
Yeah.
means you got woke up to go do something. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yes. I'm going to put that all up here so people know to go check that out so you can be supported because those are wonderful things. Now, before I don't want to forget this, but did you say that your friends call you Lulu?
Well, yeah, my best friends call me Lulu.
Okay. How did that come? How did that come about? That's
I
just
tend to I tend to name other people, so I just name myself Lulu.
okay. I like that. That
I'm
works.
pretty much in charge of what happens to me until further notice.
Well, that's it. You're into self-realization. I see that. Which
Oh
is
yeah. I mean, like I'm in charge until further notice. Okay, this back surgery that was further notice. I'm not in charge of that. It's going okay. That's too much pain. Y'all take care of it. Okay, but until then, I'm in charge. Until I had the back surgery, I was performing like nobody knew I had a back problem, and I'd go back in the back of the stage and go, next song.
yeah, I know that problems with the back is the most serious situation you can have. I was in a fire when I was a young woman and had to jump from the second floor,
Oh,
ended up with a broken back in two places. So I know what that's about. Thank God I didn't need surgery, but the doctor looked at me. I remember him standing in the door, Lou, and he said to me, young lady, if you don't take care of your back, you will know the agony of hell. And I
oh,
believed him.
mm,
I always took care. I don't stress myself, and I'm 75 now. I was 24 then. So that's good that you shared. The surgeries have advanced. I'm so glad you were healed. Thank God for that. Now,
it was
Lou, so I don't forget. How do you like to be contacted? If someone's seeing the show and they'd like to reach up to you, how do you prefer to be contacted?
um.
You have an agent, don't you?
Oh yeah, I have an agent and a manager.
Okay. Is that a way you like to be? You can be contacted through your agent or manager?
That would probably be best. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send you. I'll send you info.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, because I just in case, sometimes someone's got a gig or something that they want to contact you for work
Uh,
or something. So we'll do that with the agent and manager. That's good to
my,
know.
my manager's name is Denise Denny, and
Did-
we go back to twins and Red Heat and Down on Beverly Hill. We go way, way back, and she's still my manager. And my agent is in Beverly Hills. Is Beverly Hecht Agency. So we're just agented up.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. No, we'll put that up because that's the best way then for them to come.
Yeah.
Hey, we get an opportunity for work. We
Yeah.
want to know, or someone wants us to perform. That's always a good thing. So thank you for that. Now,
Robert Robert Depp at the Beverly Hecht. That's the guy that contacted for agent wise. And my manager, Denise Dini, we got this.
okay, well, that's wonderful to know. So, are you on the road a lot, Lou?
No ma'am, no ma'am. I don't perform on the road.
Okay.
I'm like not the Doobie Brothers, but there was a couple of guys who made a whole bunch of studio music, but they never hit the road. That's my shot.
So when you were younger, were you on? How did you tell
Oh,
us how you started getting to where you are now? What was that journey like?
I was in a band in San Francisco. Well, Robert Berryman, Main Squeeze. And I followed the music business from San Francisco down to Los Angeles because we had a gig at Zev Yersovsky's place. He was like the Congress or something, alderman or something like that. Anyway, we had a gig at his place, and there were a bunch of movie stars and stuff there, Chris Christopher and like that. And Ruth Goldberg, who was an agent, saw me there and said, later on when we met, she said, I was burned out and I was leaving town, but I saw you and like the guy I was with says he's just a singer in a rock and roll band. And he goes, no, he sees something, but I gotta get out of here. She went to Europe and she was gone for like a year and a half. Like, so when she came back, I was making the rounds at that point with my photograph and resume, and she saw it and called me over and booked me for Hill Street, and we were off and running. But before that, I was an extra. I was an extra on the first thing I did was Bill Cott, the greatest American hero. That was my first thing on TV. And a few days ago, I actually found some footage of me at the background in that television series, The Greatest American Hero. Anyway, I was an extra for a couple of years running the business. I wrote a song called Extra. This is the life of an extra movie. Anyway, I was an extra on Under Fire. And I was one of the African guys with the rifles going through the veldt, and it was at the break time. They said, "Oh, we have a speaking role, in this film, but you have to speak French." So overnight, I go to my dictionary and I get a couple of French phrases out, because I failed 2 semesters of French in high school, but I have a Parisian accent. Okay, so I did that, and I went to the interview, the audition, and it turns out that you didn't really have to speak, because it was in Chad in Northern Africa. So you had Afrikaans and German and French and African, and it was all mushed together. So I was in this reggae band with Robert Berryman. So I used the reggae accent that I had. I got the part, and it's the SAG part. So they flew me up to Mexico to do this gig with Nick Nolte and Gene Hackman and like that movie called Under Fire.
Well, that is cool. So tell us about your recent role where you played Father Williams.
Oh, it's the first time I ever had to get to play a priest. It was so cool.
How was that? How did you handle that? Did you get
Uh,
into that?
well, it was a short film, and you know, like an independent, right? And it was, well, I guess, on one of the free sites, you know, and I interviewed for the part, and I got the part, and it was like a vampire movie, and these vampires were trying to take over my church up in the hills, you know, of California, and have an enclave so they could have, like, you know, the vampire thing. And but I was like, this is my church, right? So uh, they're trying to vamp me out of this church, right? At one point, I just want to mention this and I'll stop. But at one point, one of my lines was, "Oh, so you really want to buy this, have this place up here in the hills because it's shielded from those California wildfires, right?" The
Oh,
next month, there was a wildfire and you
oh
couldn't go to
boy.
the set. When we got back to the set, there was a bridge to get to the where we were going. Bridge was washed out. You know, we had to climb this ravine to go up and finish the damn movie up in Bannon, way up in the hills. Anyway, it was an independent film, and they liked it. The horror people liked it, and it wound up on the big screen at the Man Chinese Theater,
Wow.
which is like, yeah. So I got to see myself 40 feet tall again. Ta da ta da.
Nice. And it is available on Amazon. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes, ma'am.
that's wonderful. Yeah, that's enchanting. The idea of play. I'd like to play a nun one day. Wouldn't that be a hoot?
Hey, you got a whole lot of career in front of you, dude.
Yeah, well, I'm an independent, so I could just write myself something. I write screenplays, so
Yes.
I'll write myself
Hmm.
a screenplay. But I want now, before you go, I have to ask you this. Um, what advice would you have? Because you know how things are now. So, what advice would you have for younger people that are interested in music and the industry and acting to do to kind of get their foot in the door? What would your suggestion be to help them?
Um, it depends. If you're just dabbling, just go on and dabble. But if you want to have a career, you have to sit down and figure out if you want this career. And if you do, what would you do to have it? Because there are things that you can do to further your career, and there are things that you can do to not further your career. And you want to get in the habit of doing things that further your career. But first, you have to realize, I want this. This is why I'm doing this. I might want it. I think nope, I want this. Now I'm taking steps towards it. Figure out if you want this bad enough to do the work, and then figure out what the work is to do.
Lou, I think that's the best advice anybody ever gave. It's so true, and I'll have it right in front of the screen here. Go to louhopsonmusic.com so you can hear this man's beautiful voice. And you know what? If you want to get yourself moving and get some exercise and blood flow and listen to his music and dance, it makes you want to dance. I started bebopping in my chair when I was listening to it. But I just want to thank you so much for being here today. And Lou, you're welcome to come back anytime. Let me know what you're up to. Oh, and let me ask you one more question before we leave. What
Listen,
would your dream project be? If you could manifest something at this stage in life that you wanted to do, what would it be? Share that with us.
okay, so my screenplay starts out with me with, okay, there's a guy behind stage. He's got a hat on like my hat, and
Oh, yeah, show
he's
us.
got
Okay.
he's got a kind of smile on his face, you know, and you can tell he's waiting to go out on stage. And it's behind stage, so it's dark, and you can see these shafts of light coming through the curtains, you know, from the Klieg lights, right? And he's sitting there, and he looks at has a bemused look on his face, and he starts thinking, remembering those shafts of light coming through the Venetian blinds when he was sitting in a pool of sunlight when he was in diapers. And that's where the movie starts. And it goes from when I was in diapers all the way through my career, all until I'm backstage waiting to go on to this gigantic crowd. And that's when the movie ends. And I go out and I do this hell of a version of one of my songs, and that's how the movie ends. So my ideal role would be me at the Staples Center, you know, and that's how the movie ends. That would be my great dream role.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? It sounds like because you got your autobiography up there and everything, you might be into the film business soon. Get your friends together, make an independent movie of, and have that happen. So, um, everything is possible, right? So
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
wonderful. But Lou, thank you so much for sharing your time. And gosh, I do love your hat. Now we're twins. And I want to say to everyone, stay healthy, and you too, Lou, stay healthy, take care of yourself, and I love you. Thank you so much. And
Thank you for having me.
oh, you're welcome. It was my pleasure. See you again. Have a good day. Bye, Lou.
Bon Dios.
And bye, everybody. Take care.
That was so cool.